Hi, everyone. Well, let's talk about what's going on in the Vancouver real estate market for the month of March. March stats are out and a lot of stuff has been happening. Stats indicate that we are in a seller's market despite our inventory being super low. Good properties are moving super fast. They're going into multiples. We're seeing open houses that are absolutely packed. The interesting thing is last month was the highest sales volume that we've seen in 9 months. So things are still low, but we are on that upward trend, which is good to see. So despite things being slow, like year over year, like I said, a lot of stuff has been happening. And so let's get into what is actually going on with the actual numbers here. So for the Grand Vancouver Real Estate Board here, sales were sitting at 2,500, just over 2,500 for the month of March, which is down year over year, but we're up significantly since last month. Active listings, so the current amount of inventory that we have on the market right now, we're sitting at just over 8,600, which is up year over year and up since last month again. Sales to active listing ratio. So this is the absorption rate. This is how much, this is the percentage of how many listings are going to market versus how many are actually selling. So 31% of all residential listings are selling. Detached homes 23%, townhomes 37%, and apartments 35%. So anything above that 20% is considered a seller's market. So you can see, especially in the townhome and apartment segments, there's not a lot of inventory, and what is there is moving quite fast. Benchmark sale price. So you can see all residential, we're sitting at just over 1.1 million here. And there's a common trend that you'll see in all segments, apartments, attached and detached, is that we are down between 5 and 11% year over year, but we are up. This is the third month in a row that we've seen that little uptick. Nothing huge, 1-3%, but we're still in that right direction. I think things are starting to come back, as is what we're seeing, and that's definitely indicative of what's been going on in the last handful of weeks here. So let's talk about some opportunities for investors, because that's what you guys are focused on is, yes, what's going on in the market, but how does this pertain to me and as an investor, and what are some opportunities that I can take advantage of? So this article talks about what they call the missing middle class. So there is an abundance of homes in that single family range and the high rise apartments, but there's a huge gap in the middle there. And that lack of housing, there's a huge demand for that. And so municipalities and developers are exploring different strategies to encourage the development of this kind of missing middle class with zoning changes, incentives, partnerships. So opportunity there for investors to purchase land. We're actually working with a handful of clients right now, and we're looking for this exact thing. They want to take they want to find some land, tear down the home, and build either a suited home, suited duplex, suited home with a laneway, something like that. Obviously for the income potential, but again, it's filling that demand for the affordable housing here. Our next opportunity is the redevelopment of this Broadway corridor here. So the Broadway corridor is that key transit employment hub, and they're putting in that new rapid transit line, extension of the SkyTrain, and just creation of more affordable and diverse housing options there. And so they've decided to accelerate that for that exact reason, is just to coincide with this whole affordable housing initiative. So it's one of those things that it's a short-term negatives. You're going to have a lot of construction in the short term, but that for residents, you're going to have that long-term payoff, and with huge potential in the end with the transportation linking everything in there. Same thing with the Camby corridor, very similar opportunity here, rezoning over 200 lots for townhome development. And the nice thing here, and that's one of the themes in a lot of these areas in Vancouver, they want to allow for more dense and affordable housing, but yet keeping that character of the existing neighborhoods, which makes the city so gorgeous when you're walking down those old streets, is that you see these character homes, and even the ones that have been redeveloped there. This was kind of an interesting one, I thought. Again, people are being creative and they're wanting to find different options. So Vancouver resident plans to build a single family home on a 9-foot wide lot. What the city rejected. His whole argument was that this home would be a sustainable and affordable option, as it is currently being used as a parking space. So maybe put it in the comments. Is this something that you would be down for? Do you think it's a good use of a 9-foot wide lot, when the requirement is actually 24 feet lot? But again, to summarize here, what does this mean for you and what does this look like moving forward? So the conversation that we're having with our buyers right now is pay attention to listings as they're hitting the market. If there is an offer presentation time, meaning a DRPO, a direction regarding presentation of offers, a lot of times this indicates that, and this is a strategy that we're seeing, we saw it a lot last year, is that sellers will price their property a little bit below fair market value, attract more eyeballs, and try and drum up more interest, like tons of people at the open house, and eventually the goal of that is to get an offer over list price. And that's what we're seeing a lot. So as an investor, that's something that you are likely going to want to stay away from, and really focus on those properties that have been on the market 30, 60 days. And I think it's changing that language of a good deal. So a good deal can mean many things. A good deal can mean getting a property below list price, which, if that's your focus right now, I don't think spring is the best time to be purchasing, especially that. That being said, we have been able to secure properties for clients below list price. And again, those are the ones that have been on the market for those 30 or 60 plus days. They're sitting, they're kind of stale. People have looked at them, there's not necessarily anything wrong with them, but for whatever reason, they're not selling. But changing that language of a good deal, meaning getting a property that is a really great property, getting into the Vancouver market and looking for that appreciation in the market here. And that's a huge attractor for, again, a lot of the clients that we're working with. So it just depends what your resources are, what your goals are specifically, and where you're looking and how we can best help you there. And the other thing with investors is we're recommending is from a financing perspective, is just make sure that you talk to a mortgage broker that works with investors and that can really help you choose your term wisely. It's going to be a huge thing for you. And then for our sellers is just having the conversation about what selling would look like. And if that number makes sense, let's talk about a strategy. So there's a lot of strategy in the market right now. There is not a lot of inventory, and we can, really come together and put together a great plan to sell your property at a great price. And if it makes sense for you, then, we'd love the opportunity to work with you. But as always, if you have any questions about your property, about looking for an investment property, that is what we love to do. That's what all of us on the Mogul team love talking about the most, is real estate and real estate investments. So give us a shout. We would love to grab a coffee and chat about real estate, and we will talk to you next month.